Hello, denizens of the universe. I'm the Romance Scrooge, and joining me today are...
Hello?
Yeah, we forgot to establish an order.
That's okay.
Will Powell, aka Snorlax, long-time viewers.
Yep. Yeah, special guest, Will.exe.
Oh, come on.
I give everybody a hard time, bucko.
And of course, SR.
Hey, I'm getting a little bit of feedback.
Water bottle.
Russell.
Okay, fix.
Gotta get some ambiance going. Crushing bottles.
Do you see that? It looks like a bush is rustling.
Good, Snorlax appears.
Alright, as the title said, this is pretty much a free talk, so random questions are pretty much any question out of the blue. It is open, except for very, very personal questions. No asking personal questions. Okay? Got the ground rules set. Just about anything else is fair game.
No bad fanfic. That's my job.
A.R. Powell, what's up?
You're the first person here.
Two Powells in one setting. Off to a great start. Powell R squared. Pi R squared, or...
But I'm the only true one. He's an imposter.
It's debatable, but we shall never know until we have the death match.
Who's gonna sell the tickets?
It is like this Pokemon battle, and I'm like, bad fanfiction.
It's super effective.
Oh, you have been challenged to a rap battle, Will. Do you accept the challenge?
A, I am a horrible singer, and B, I cannot rap.
Alright, rap battle has been canceled, I suppose. It will have to be another kind of battle of the wits or strengths or whatever else between the Powells.
Just take a cue. Just take a cue from Camp. Go with what your strengths are.
Pokemon battle?
Yeah, let's go with the Pokemon battle.
Yeah. And neither can he. It's a draw.
I wouldn't know how to officially or officiate a Pokemon battle anyway, to be brutally honest. As a kid, I watched the anime, and that's just about it. I haven't really played Pokemon, neither the card game or the official Nintendo games. Like, gasp, oh my god, I don't play any Pokemon games, not even the casual Pokemon Go.
It's not that hard to moderate it. Well, as far as I saw from watching the tournaments and stuff.
You just have to make sure no one PP stalls, spams, or does anything questionable. It's just a basic battle.
Make sure there's no hacks.
Yeah.
It's not the right color. Ah, there we go. That's dark orange.
So, you know something's fishy if a person's entire team is made up of legendaries, and they're going up against somebody who only has starters. So, something... extreme example, but just kind of feeling out what a hack would look like, or...
I don't know. You should have seen it whenever someone used a Pachysiro to take down a team of dragons.
Actually, legendaries aren't banned.
Some of them.
Well, some of them, but the thing would be, someone with a full team of shinies, which are extremely rare, with illegal moves. That would be something illegal.
Ah, okay. So pretty much memorize the illegal movesets, any cheats, and keep an eye out for something that definitely looks fishy.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
So, SR, how did you even get? I thought I was pretty good with Black Butler and Cyber Chase. How did you find those two connections?
A lot of digging through IMDb. I had so many tabs open.
I thought it was going to be thorough.
No, when it comes to certain things that I'm not very familiar with, I'm just like, okay, but I can usually look at a list and pick out key names and stuff. And it helps, like seeing one and be like, oh, I know that person. They were also in this, so then I can quickly go to that.
The
So that helped.
Madness.
That helped a bit.
So, any shows that you guys are watching?
Recently got caught up on regular show. I think there might have been a couple other episodes that came out when I wasn't looking. That seems to be the case here recently. I think I just got caught up on the show, then 3 new episodes have come out. That's been the case with that one. Watched the first episode of Milo Murphy's Law. Trying to get caught up on stuff. Anyone else find anything interesting or new?
Been getting caught up on Harvey Beaks. Been getting caught up on Loud House. Once watched the Milo Murphy's Law, and let's see, just recently watched the new Friendship is Magic episode. I mostly just keep up out of habit.
You check out Milo Murphy's Law. Finish watching Black Butler. Started on One Punch, and that's it.
Yeah, I finished Mob Psycho 100, and then One Punch Man's going to get a second season. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hey, don't mention bronies. They have done bad things.
Definitely need to watch through the first season of One Punch Man now. Pumped.
I've
Totally
already-
pumped to do so.
I've already got the first 2 volumes of the manga.
It was a web comic, then a manga, then an anime. Huh.
Yep.
People get their starts in the most unlikely places.
True that. One Punch Man is definitely one of the most interesting series of progression I've seen out there. Looking at some of the artwork for the original webcomic definitely came quite a long way once the professional manga artist came in. It's interesting, just kind of interesting to think about that just sitting down and getting started with an idea, just getting something out there and getting your bearings, where it could possibly lead, just a chain of circumstances to the point where it's not unrealistic to think that some webcomic idea or some other project you have in progress could become an official anime or some kind of big production at a later point in time. You never know.
Just look at Steven Universe. It started not that
E
big.
Bear started as a webcomic.
Adventure Time started as a failed comic idea in ways. And Pendleton Ward even said it.
And of course, the guy who made One Punch Man also made Mob Psycho 100, and after watching through his entire first season, I can clearly say it is glorious.
Holy crap, this guy's really hit the jackpot, huh? One Punch Man, Mob Psycho. Wonder if anything else,
Wait,
if there's any other titles coming out by him soon.
is Bob Psycho the one with the kid with psychic powers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I need to check that out. lot of my friends are enjoying it.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and it's gonna get an English dub soon, which I can watch both sub and dub. I really don't care. It just depends on like okay, so I watched the sub of Madoka because I didn't like the dub voices for Madoka, so I ended up watching the Japanese version. But with One Punch Man, I watched the sub, and now with it on Toonami, I'm rewatching it with the dub, and I don't care either way. It's still awesome.
I have an unpopular opinion. If there's dub, I'll watch it in dub.
Well, my brother's similar in a sense of his reading skill isn't very. I mean, he's been getting better, but he's just not that fast. So he prefers watching the dubs because he doesn't like having to read it and then look up, and then by the time he looks up, all the action's done. So he prefers it if he can understand what the language is.
I'm pretty well when it comes to reading and stuff like that. I just hate it when there's 20 characters at a time and then everyone's fighting and doing stuff. You can never tell who's talking because of the sub.
Yeah, it takes a while to distinguish voices.
And I hate when they don't color it or color code it. Oh, it kills me.
I'd say it depends on the anime when it comes to the topic of switching between sub and dub or choosing one over the other.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a trippy or surreal experience when I started watching through, God forbid, Fairy Tale. There was one point where I couldn't find some of the episodes on Hulu, so I switched to Crunchyroll or something else like that. So it was a bit of a trip switching between subs, then dub, then back to subs, just because I wanted to watch everything in chronological order.
Well, Scrooge, I know you're not going to like this, but this anime saves my life. This anime, best side if you're poor and you can't afford Crunchyroll.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I frequent that particular website quite often, Kiss Anime and Kiss Cartoon, but kind of trying to watch more stuff on more legal channels to get people advertising revenue and stuff.
I support the official release.
Pretty much supporting the official release insofar as I'm not willing to shell out $20 for a DVD or Blu-ray for most series. One Punch Man, hell yeah, but most stuff, probably not.
Yeah, it's like those little pop figures. I don't really like them. I mean, I only have two, one of Ice King and one of Marceline. I need to get one of Bubblegum. But if I found a Moomin Rider, I'd buy that in an instant.
Yeah, you're talking to the guy who wastes all his allowance and money from Subway with pop figures. So
I've got a good deal of amiibos.
Cartoon guy, I have not seen Watamote. I have that on my list of stuff I need to check out. Have either of you guys?
Watamote, that sounds familiar.
I've seen it, but I've seen it passing through names of anime, but I haven't seen it.
The premise, what is?
I believe it's the anime about about this gal with dark hair, sort of hair covering her eye, and her ventures with social awkwardness.
Oh, it's not my fault that I'm not popular. Oh yeah. Oh man, that manga that really hit me It really hit me in the feels some couple of times. Just me going, just go like, oh, I know that pain, Kuroki. I know that pain. It's one of those like, yeah, I've been there too. The socially awkward.
I'm going through that. Yay.
I always am that.
How does weird niche I like with animes. I like historical magic animes for some reason.
Nothing wrong with that. Just trying to think of how many titles would fall into that particular genre.
Stuff
It's
like
disappointing how few are coming to mind. Would Bakugo fall somewhere in there?
no, something that takes place in the real world or close to it that has a magical element. Full Metal Alchemist, Black Butler. I'm trying to find some more, but they're really hard because it's a weird, oddly specific thing I'm trying to find. You
I'm
understand
just,
what I mean?
yeah, I'm just a. If it looks good, I might watch it. I have a 3-episode rule.
What's the 3-episode rule?
If you've got 3 episodes to thrill me. Thrill me, yo Barrett, I can dig it.
Well, Black Butler didn't really do that, well, unless you count the first episode.
Well, 2-parters I count as 1 episode, so that helps.
Oh, so then, yeah, it would thrill you because I was thinking of the Madame Red plot because that was like the third or fourth episode, and it was a 2-parter.
I can guarantee that Fairy Tail would fail the 3-episode test.
My brother has.
I can guarantee it.
My brother has.
Somehow I'm 50 episodes in.
My brother has the manga, and he's given me the first 3 of them. And every time I gave it back to him, he's just like, "So what do you think? What do you think? It's cool, right?" And I'm like, I really don't care."
What?
That's my guilty pleasure right now. I swear it is. But I made it as far as episode 50. Haven't been able to get any further than that because I just can't take the cornball friendship speeches anymore. I'll just come right out and admit it. I can take cheese. I can handle cheesy, corny, sappy stuff. I have a threshold for that. But ever since Hunter x Hunter set the bar for one of the best action adventure shonen series I've seen, I can only I don't think I could make it any far in Fairy Tail. Just it's not bad. It's just eh.
know an anime that is campy, cheesy, and has its highs and lows?
Black
Love
Butler.
What?
Yeah.
Black Butler is pretty dark. With a few jokes.
Right, but what was your answer?
Mm. Whew. I've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Need to go back and rewatch that one.
It's still amazing.
I'm still waiting on the Legend of Korra comics.
Wait, I thought that was killed and dead. I thought Nickelodeon started liking the child and shot it and put it in a burning fire.
I haven't heard anything, but then again, I don't really keep my ear to the ground when it comes to certain things.
Wouldn't know. Would have to look that up. Here's a question from the or interesting question from the comments. What was your first anime you knew was an anime? So something you knew was distinctively different from a cartoon. Or you knew was the first Japanese anime you ever watched.
Yeah, Cardcaptor Sakura. It was also the show with my first Yuri ship.
Beyblade.
I pretty much have the stereotypical answers that anyone else would. Either Dragon Ball Z or Sailor Moon.
Oh, dear Lord, Sailor Moon.
Fighting evil bound.
I have bad experiences with Sailor Moon.
She is the one named Sailor Moon.
Never go to a con that explicitly anime. you will find at least 2 or 3 fat guys in a Sailor Moon costume.
It is common law. It is common law for there to be, and if there's some fat guy that's in normal clothes, con staff will stop. Hold on, sir. You're gonna have to put on the sailor suit. Oh man. Sorry, sir. We need a quota.
Wait, I am doing a cosplay. It's a random guy in the subway from episode 3 of this really obscure anime series.
Nice try, sir, but I watched that series.
I always cosplay as Steven or one of the doctors.
Hey, Tristan, what's up? Cartoon guy in regards to Sailor Moon Crystal. Tried watching the first episode of that. It's okay. I haven't really watched beyond that. But then again, I have a really bad track record of not watching anime series all the way through. And this includes One Punch Man. I've watched episode 2, and I really, really like this series. So just because I haven't watched beyond a certain episode is not a signifier of... Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not a good person to ask in regards to quality for some things.
I heard it gets better, but I haven't seen it. I mean, the only anime that I'm waiting for is Hibiki Sound of Forum Season 2, which is next Wednesday.
Does anyone remember Beyblade?
A bit.
I missed it.
Kinda.
Yeah, it was during that whole craze whenever everyone was trying to copy Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, one reason I know about it is Cartoon Network would do this. They would have like 2 animes that they stick to. The main one would always be Pokemon, and there'd be something that'd be really early, like when the kids were first getting up, that wasn't Pokemon on weekdays. It would be like, for a while there, it was Yu-Gi-Oh! And then they lost the rights to it for some reason. Then they got Beyblade, and they took it for like 4 or 5 seasons. I think I remember it because I would watch Pokemon come right after it, and then they got rid of it, and then they just stick with Pokemon.
I think there was another Beyblade series that came out a couple of years ago, and it was kind of a thing for a while. The only thing I really know about it is that the guy had ridiculously big red hair.
Oh yeah,
Spiky red hair.
Bakugon?
oh yeah, Bakugon. My brother used to love that.
Oh, is that what I'm thinking of? I remember there was this American-made series licensed by Jakks Pacific, and they were trying to cash in on both the Pokemon and Beyblade crazes, somewhere in between there. They had these weird-ass looking capsules that the kids would throw out, and then great big monsters would pop out, and just everything about it just screamed generic.
Yeah, it was Bakugan. And yes, cartoon guy, I remember Metabots.
Bakugan, oh my gosh, remember it. Think of Pokemon, Beyblade, and Yu-Gi-Oh! All had a hybrid made out of parts from each one.
If you're gonna make a rip-off series, at least make the toy at least somewhat approachable. If I remember what this thing looked like, it looked like something that a kid would just turn their nose up at and just pass in the aisle, because it's difficult to figure out.
Dude, my brother used to have some of these, and I would have them too. They were basically little balls that you put on a card that had a magnet in it. And when it hit the card, it would cause the spring to open, and the whole little tiny thing would open. Problem was, they would break, a lot of those smaller parts would break off. Then they kept on going with series, and then you had ones where you literally had to open them up, connect them with another one, add this to this one, and you have huge contraptions of them put together. They would always break. They were just...
Super Chessatron.
I can just imagine the nightmares those toys gave parents. Just one, imagine a little kid going and getting a whole bunch of these and then saying, "Hey, Daddy, can you help me build this?" And then the guy would play with it or try to piece it together for hours. And then at night he'd go to bed sweating profusely, thinking, no more. When will the horror end? And he wakes up one morning and his kid says, "Hey, Dad, I decided I'm a Brody." And he praises God, singing, "Hallelujah! No more of those toys."
Okay, I have the one my brother had as part of a set. Can I put the link and show you guys the picture?
Sure.
Okay, just imagine an 8-year-old putting this together. Just imagine. Oh, wrong one. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, that looks annoying. I would hate to have to build that.
Did it post? Let me make sure.
Maxis Dragonoid.
Yeah, that.
I'm going to post a link for everyone else's viewing pleasure.
Yeah, I was more of a card game person.
And it was just, everything would break apart. The little mechanisms and springs would get rusty over time. They were just, Oh, there was even bigger one. That was one of the smallest ones.
Oh, God, it gets worse.
Yep.
I'm getting more of a kick out of this than I really should be.
It's kind of like the main character Transformers from back in the 90s, like Optimus Prime and Megatron had like the biggest and most expensive ones, and they were the largest. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll stick with the smaller, cheaper ones.
The worst toy like that I remember from childhood is some kind of Digimon thing where if you unfolded it, like pulled all the plastic pieces apart, it supposedly turned into one of the bigger evolutions, like Angemon or something like that. I remember my dad just hating those. That's why I'm getting such a big kick out of these.
I think I had one, but it was like Greymon turning into Metal Greymon.
Okay, there's the second one that we had that we would always just mess up.
Oh, boy. Oh! This thing looks like it wouldn't stand up without a stand. That as soon as you got it together, it just keeps falling over, just tipping over.
The problem with it was actually, guess what? It was actually pretty sturdy. We would get the legs up, and it would stand up pretty well if you had the magnet cards. And you would take basically 2 card magnets to put it up and keep it upright. The problem was getting it apart. Because each one of those things was like a little ball that you would have to take apart, put back together, compact it, and put it back up.
Wow.
You have to remember, these were like big plastic things. Like, how to put it? Where do I put the hand? Like Bakugon to human hand.
Now I know why I was never a babysitter.
Let's just say they were the size of golf balls, and they were choking hazards.
They were choking hazards at that. Oh, boy. Oh, my God.
Let me remember Bakugan. How many seasons did it get?
I'm going to look that up real quick. I remember that it had enough to get as far as one of the lead gals is the big bad guy, and Brahman.
It had...
I'm mistaking Bakugan with... No, this is... Holy crap.
That's Bakugan.
I was mistaking Bakugan with something else altogether. There was another... The series was actually okay. The thing I'm thinking of it was an American-made thing. This was actually a Japanese ripoff of a Yu-Gi-Oh ripoff. The thing I'm thinking of was an American ripoff of.
Oh, well, Bakugan had. Okay, let's see. Bakugan had 4.5 seasons and ended in what year? First episode was in 2007. Bakugan. When did it end?
Excuse me.
2012. It has a 6.9 on TV.com and a 3.4 on IMDb.
Oh.
They hurt.
To add to the discussion of toys that would give parents nightmares, aside from these big transforming monstrosities, enter Tristan's comment about the Star Wars lightsabers.
Oh, dear
Apparently, compared to Legos, these will really hurt your feet.
Oh, there was these. Oh, I can't remember. Oh my gosh. I can't remember. Oh my god. Dude, I have to show you the last one. This was the biggest one you could get. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them together. Can I show it to you? 6 little hand-sized things together. Can I post it really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the wiki.
I'm posting a link to this in chat so you guys can see what the hell we're talking about.
It was just... Okay, the first season was on Earth, and when they would ever play the card, it would just... time would freeze. And the second season was... Okay. I don't remember it all that well.
Apparently these are for some series called Bakugon. It was one of several different Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Digimon ripoffs, something in that particular... It's an entire genre of stuff.
Okay, season 1, card fell out of the sky. Whenever they'd be played, time would stop, and these magical creatures called Bakugons would come out. Season 2, they go to alien world with 6 invaders, blah, blah, blah. They go to another different alien world, and then the 4th one was cyberspace. It was amazing.
And I laughed at Kaiba shooting Yu-Gi-Oh cards into space.
At least with Duel Masters, they knew it was a ridiculous concept and would break the fourth wall all the time.
Now, granted, I am willing to give Bakugan a chance now after hearing that they're playing with these things against aliens. That just sounds so ridiculous. I want to watch it now.
It was just so campy. Like, they literally went on a mothership and were using those to fight.
Oh my god, this sounds... I'm laughing, but I seriously do want to watch this.
These little clay balls would turn into like little massive animated creatures that were like huge, like full-on dragons, and they would just turn back to little balls that people would have on their shoulder that were like golf balls that would turn into these little things that would talk in their ear. They actually had a game for it. My brother still has it for Xbox.
Zork from Yu-Gi-Oh! That's not really... I just looked him up, and what the hell is this Lovecraftian creature? It's a big golem guy with a dragon through his chest or near his pelvis area. How does this work? How does this thing work? I'm so confused.
It looks like Cthulhu and Pokemon and Dragon Ball. I don't. It's wow. Words cannot explain this thing. It looks like a bad OC. It looks like a truly bad OC.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I really don't.
I'm gonna have to. I mean, I don't really want to say, but it looks like something from.
And what makes it worse is the dragon from its pelvis area.
Looks like something from like the Bluegill or something, or Demon Beast Invasion. That's what it looks like it's from.
I'm glad someone in the comments said what's on everybody's mind because. Oh my god!
This is just hilarious.
You know, for kids.
God, this thing made my day.
Well, at least it's no cartoons from the 70s.
I'm still trying to remember what that American-made anime was. I swear there was some American-made anime. Bakugon isn't it. It was something else with some kind of convoluted capsules and iffy animation, and it just screamed trying to cash in on toys. At least Bakugan or half of these ripoffs that are actual anime, they're trying. They're trying to present interesting characters, monsters, designs, stories, and stuff. But this one, it was so blatant. They're not even trying.
Let me see. I think it was Hero 108.
No, I don't think it was that one. This one actually got as far as having an anime.
What was the premise? I'm trying to find it. Wait, did it have little demon children that came out of books, and if you destroy the books, the person would die?
I don't think so. That sounds way too clever to be the premise for this one. God damn it!
First off, that last one was Zatch Bell, but I'm thinking you might be thinking of Chaotix.
Chaotix?
Wait, did it have a giant? Did it have a fat person, a giant robot?
No.
Okay, something else.
Chaotix is not it, but that definitely falls in the category of an American-made series trying to cash in on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Craze.
I can't. Powerpuff? No, not Powerpuff Girls. That'd be Z.
I swear there was something else. God, I'm just gonna drop it for now since
the name of the podcast of this Headcanon Hive. Scrooge trying to remember an obscure anime that no one knows.
Somebody knows what it is. It exists. It's not obscure. It was on Disney XD or Jetix or something for a while. I swear it was on TV. I'm not hallucinating things.
Wait, Jetix. That might kneel it. That might. Let's see. God damn, Darth Maul just sounds so creepy right now.
Well.
Oh, that's it. That is it. Monsuno. That is it. That's the thing I was thinking of.
Wait, Monsuno? I gotta see this. Oh my gosh.
I vaguely remember this and just... This series is called Monsuno, and I'm going to read off... looking at the Wikipedia page right now. The reason why I can't pin down a specific premise for this is that I only watched a couple of minutes of the actual program. I just remember that I read an article saying that Jack Pacific owned the worldwide rights for the monster designs and toys for this particular anime.
Oh, was it the anime where they would get these cards and like holographic and they would turn into those monsters?
They have some kind of convoluted time capsule thingamajig. If you look at some of the promotional art, what they use are these weird. Yeah, they're just they look like simplified Pez dispensers or just. Oh, it was on Nickelodeon. Okay.
Okay. All shows that have aired on Cartoon Network. Let's try to find weird shows. Okay, former programming. Wait. Former acquired series, live action, minis. No pilots. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, acquired programming. Okay.
Now that you bring up Voltron, it's kind of interesting. There was a Voltron Nicktoon on Nicktoons Network a couple of years back. I remember the creators or spearheads of that one describing it as a continuation of the original series or something like that. They're introducing 3 new pilots and going on further adventures. They had the original cast and it was odd.
Okay.
I think that one just kind of up and faded into obscurity.
Okay, someone needs to find this. There is this anime, or it was something like it. It had a card thing, like a holographic card that was kind of see-through. You would put it into a device, and the person would turn into that. There was a kid, I think had blonde hair, who was afraid of water, who was from like Kansas or something, and some other thing that had like these golden creatures, and they lived at this monastery. Does anyone remember that? It was on Cartoon Network. I know it.
Really. So I remember Monsuno, but not this. This just isn't ringing a bell.
I had a full. It had a full thing. Former acquired series. Let's look at this. Oh dear Lord, there's a whole bunch of them. There's like a whole entire. Oh dear Lord, I'm gonna have to find this. Yu-Gi-Oh, Zach Bell.
Tristan, in regards to the Iron Man series, definitely agree there. I remember seeing a little bit of the CGI Iron Man series and really liking it. Need to go back and watch that one.
There was Ronin Warriors. Was that it? No.
Ronin Warriors. Gonna need to look that up.
No, that wasn't it. I'm trying to find it, but there's so many cartoons like animes and stuff that they had gotten, but almost to make it anime.
Ronin Warriors looks way too old to really fall into this particular camp.
I'm trying to find it, and just okay. All the Bakugon series, Battle Planet, Beast Wars, Beyblade. Oh, Bay Wheels. I remember that.
Yeah, like the Corey in the house meme hasn't been used 16,000 times now.
Big O, Blue Dragon. What's Blue Dragon? No, it wasn't Blue Dragon.
Dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z.
There's a cartoon that was about like this cowgirl that I remember watching on the WB before it got canceled.
Holy crap! Rebel Taxi brought that up the other day, or in one of his recent videos.
Wait, what?
The Legend of Calamity Jane.
Yeah.
That was it? I remember. Let me see. Like this old broadcasting network would show it occasionally. I'm just getting Calamity Jones. When did it air? Legend of Calamity Jane. When did it air?
Early to mid 90s.
Because I remember our local broadcast station would like show some of it for some reason.
Actually, I'm not sure whether or not this one would fall under that particular umbrella, because from the way it was described, it had a few episodes and then it got yanked off of the air shortly after. It was barely on TV.
I remember something like it. Well, it might have been something different.
Might have been. I'm almost half tempted to tell you to write up a short synopsis of what you remember, and then go approach Rebel Taxi or somebody like that. Somebody who'd know how to rifle through older tunes and pin down this kind of thing.
Like, it was like a bad. It wasn't. It was like really cheap, and it was. How to put it? It was like it has something to do with a cowgirl. I can't remember all of it.
Cartoon guy, I have something horrible to admit in regards to Star Wars. I I like some things about it, but I had trouble sitting through the prequels. I can't say I like the prequels much. There, I said it. Or actually,
All
I just didn't really get involved with the Star Wars as a whole. I had trouble sitting through the sequels too. Okay, that just goes to show you how much I really know about Star Wars.
I mean, the only part of the prequels I liked was the one scene in episode 2 where the clones are fighting the droids. And that is a very brief scene at the very end, and that's all that I like. I mean, I guess if you consider Star Wars Battlefront 2 part of that as well, I mean, I really love that game, but that's the only part of the prequels that I actually liked.
I'll I'll find it later. What?
Scott Pilgrim mixed with Steven Universe? Where's this?
What?
This is the first I've heard of this.
Scott? Oh, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. What was Scott Pilgrim? Let me look it up. Wait, there's an actual Scott Pilgrim Steven.
I don't know. Oh, that episode! Oh, it's a fan-made project. Okay, that explains it.
Yeah. Oh, dear Lord.
Discount Supervillain. Love that username.
Wait, who's Discount Supervillain?
Oh, in the discussion in the chat here, there's a crossover between Steven Universe and Scott Pilgrim, and the person who made this particular fan crossover project, their username is Discount Supervillain.
Mm. Wasn't there an anime? I remember hearing it on a list or something. There's this anime about this guy who somehow got transported back in history and found this girl, fell in love with her, and tries to keep on saving her from her dying. Ends up with him in a coma.
Isn't that the plot of ReZero?
Maybe.
I was about to ask that, but I don't remember the coma part. I've only heard a little bit about ReZero. Don't really know about it. Just know that it involves a guy being able to travel back in time. An ability akin to being able to load a save point in a video game, or that's what it's been described as.
Hey, do you guys remember? I know this is stupid, but why did Pokemon get so big in the 90s? Like,
There's a number of factors on why Pokemon got incredibly big. One of which is due to the fact of it's cute creatures that become big, scary creatures that you then battle. And considering the fact that you needed both games to collect all of them, so like say one kid had red and the other kid had blue, and you basically had to connect, and so then you made friends, and then those friends made friends, and et cetera, and then it just blew up into this huge thing. I mean, there's a lot of videos that explain or theorize why it became as big as it did, but most generally the reason why it did is more than likely due to the community that it fostered.
Did you hear about Pepe?
What about Pepe?
He's been considered a hate symbol.
A what?
Hillary Clinton or someone like that, or a big politician.
No, it's something else. It's one of those things that'll just blow over once the election's over. So I don't really pay it too much mind.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't know about it. I may as well just be brutally honest. I haven't been paying much attention to politics in general.
What? It's like the best free soap opera.
If I want to watch a soap opera that I find entertaining, I'll watch professional wrestling or Lucha Underground because it's a soap opera with guys beating each other up in ridiculous fun theatrics. That's what it is!
I hate WWE. I just disgust it. What was Monster Rancher? Let me find that.
I remember that existed, but that's as far as my experience with it was.
Basically, imagine Pokemon mixed with Monster Hunter and make it a little bit more kid-friendly, and there you go.
Okay, this looks like a bad Korean knockoff Pokemon.
I'm looking at the promo art for this, and I like the eyeball guy. He looks fun.
Yeah, it was one of the main monsters.
I like the wolf. I like the Kappa, but that's about it.
Oh, don't get me started on Mucha Lucha. That was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid.
Wait, actually, it had a DS game?
GBA.
Ugh. I'm not going to try to figure this out.
I wouldn't necessarily say nostalgia critics, because it's not necessarily critiquing anything, more like, I remember this.
Oh, I remember this.
I remember that this existed.
Oh, this was so hard and bad to put up with.
Mucha Lucha and El Tigre were similar in some respects, but two very different shows. El Tigre, more of a slant of borrowing or taking some inspiration from mass wrestling and incorporating it into the superhero identities or setups of the different characters and such that wandered throughout Miracle City. Whereas Mucha Lucha, very direct influence and inspiration from mass wrestling. One of the biggest disappointments with the Mucha Lucha, there's a Tumblr or blog where there's several old storyboards or old promo art and stuff that's uploaded by someone who used to work on the show. They originally pitched the show to WB and tried to And they wanted to show the different pens in action. They wanted to show how the different pens would be performed, actually showing the wrestlers doing this, but WB said, no violence in the show. That's why you have the ridiculous title cards and such come across the screen just before they make the finishing moves in episodes.
Wait, Pokemon had a lot of violence in it. How did that get off?
Because it was creatures attacking creatures, not humans on humans.
No, multiple times in every episode, Jesse and James got attacked.
Well, yeah, but mostly by Pikachu. And yeah.
It was cartoony violence. It was exaggerated to the point where you had cartoon logic and physics and such at play. It was something that could get downplayed and rolled over. The quote-unquote violence that you'd find in a given episode of older Pokemon, far different from what you'd find in Pokemon Origins, where you have the Pokemon tackling each other and actually falling unconscious. Now, that was brutal to watch. In the anime, the worst you'd see would be the Pokemon with squiggly eyes, and then they go back into the Pokeball.
Well,
There's sort of a lessened sense of they're in danger, or there's some kind of sense of danger. WB or 4Kids, the people in charge of dubbing Pokemon, there was an episode involving guns. Oh, they yanked that out right away. They yanked that.
And breasts. Beauty and the Beach.
James, oh my god. James from Pokemon, best cross-dresser ever. That is dedication to playing the part right there.
Well, hey, actually, one of the things that's funny in the modern series of Pokemon, it's kind of a little bit. Ash nearly died by falling off a build, falling off, which was basically the Eiffel Tower. So,
Oh wow.
in the first episode, so it's got a lot better in some ways.
I've seen the Danny Phantom 10 years later roaming around, but I haven't actually seen any articles or promo art attached to it.
Wonder why.
May just have to look up more about that. Got me curious now. Don't really want to comment on it too much since I really don't know much about it.
It's mostly just Butch Hartman showing his vision of what the characters are 10 years later.
Oh, okay. In regards to Mummies Alive, I could have sworn my ex showed me something like that one time. Oh yeah, I did. Just this weird ass show about. I think they were trying to cash in on Transformers or something like that. I'm going to leave a link to this. Just
hey, wasn't there a Hot Wheels show that Cartoon Network picked up for a while?
I think there was.
And it has something to do with, I don't even remember.
This is the Mummies Alive intro, just for the record so you know what that link is.
Oh, cartoon show. Well, I found an image of it. Hot Wheels Battle Force 5.
Ah, okay. Gonna look this up real quick, because I remember seeing the intro for this, but never watching it.
It was 3D animated.
Oh yeah, now I remember why I didn't watch it.
And cars would fuse, like actual, what looked like Steve Universe fusion cars would do that. It was weird. It has a 7.1 on TV.com. I remember it.
I'm
It
sorry
had,
to
like-
say this, but gonna need to wrap up in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah. What we've learned today is bad cartoons. Bakugon was a pain in the butt, and some cartoons we cannot remember at all.
I swear half of this discussion was just, what was that cartoon, or what was that odd cartoon, or what was that rip-off anime?
That should be the name. What was that?
Yeah, just gonna call this Remembering Yu-Gi-Oh! Rip-offs, or
Like, SR didn't talk a lot this whole entire time. Wonder why.
Well, I'm just keeping the mic muted because there's a bunch of background noise. I want to keep it down to a minimum.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it didn't have background noise, such as that, then I probably would have had a couple more witty one-liners.
oh my god, that musical sting was perfect. Tristan, I'm not calling this Dragon Dawn. No. I will use that as the as the teaser. Oh my god.
At least there was no enchiladas.
Okay, any closing comments before wrapping this up?
Bakugan was a pain in the butt.
Happy, crybaby.
At least you restrained yourself, Scrooge. At least you restrained yourself.
Just had to go whenever I unmuted the mic. Piece of terrible. Hopefully next time there won't be any background noise.
Next time, I spelled that wrong.
Okay, ending comments. I am very happy to know that Zork from Yu-Gi-Oh! Exists. I will feature him every time I shit post on Tumblr now.
Oh, dude. Well, see you next time, folks.
Have a good night, everybody.
Aloha.
Wait, are you